All right. What's up, everyone? So we are back with another discussion. We are here with the finale, Daryl Dixon season two, and I don't know. I think there's a lot to talk about, a lot to be excited for the future specifically because I don't know. I don't know how people felt about this season's in particular. So I am excited to just listen to what everyone else has to say, but just knowing that we're getting a season three does help ease, what we did get because I am happy with what we got. At the end of the day, I don't really complain that much. But if there are anyone that have any like faults or things that they weren't, too happy with, I do encourage you to speak up so we can, just talk about it. But there is a lot to talk about. So of course, I am here with TWD Mombi. I'm
Hello.
excited. I'm happy to have you here. And yeah,
I'm
we're hoping to
excited to
have
be
other
here.
people join in, in the upcoming within the stream. God,
Yeah.
I'm so out of it right now, but I am excited to just dive into it. So, do you have anything to say?
You know what? I just going into this episode, you always like theorize, right? You're like, "Oh, I think this is going to happen," or "I think this is going to
Mhm.
happen." No. What I thought was going to happen did not happen. And I mean, I'm glad and I'm also kind of sad at the same time, but I'm just glad that we're here to talk about it and unravel all this stuff together and see what other people think.
Yeah, I mean to dive right into it. We start off crap. I'm like I have all the episodes like I said, the 6 episode format sometimes has me like bunching the episodes together.
Laurent's
But
blowing a wish.
yes. Okay, so we start off. You haven't watched The Last of Us yet, right?
I have
Okay,
the first
so
season.
I just felt as though there was like a big like Joel and Ellie. Like I know you haven't played the games, but in the games they do like sing with each other.
Oh,
Like
okay. I
he's
didn't know that.
kind of taught her how to play the guitar. I don't know if they had much of that in the first season. I can't really remember, but
Yeah, I spoke
um
about it.
yeah. So that was one thing that I like. I couldn't help but to see similarities between Daryl and Joel or whatever. But the one thing that really threw me off about that scene was Daryl starting to sing. Have we seen
Oh
him sing?
yeah.
Is that
Mhm.
something? Hey, we have another person to join us. What's up? What's up?
I was not expecting that. Hi, baby.
Hey,
Right
how y'all
on
doing?
time. We're just diving into it right now. But we were talking about Daryl singing. I mean,
Ooh, y'all had to talk about that because I missed that one.
oh shit.
No, y'all can no. I really truly don't care.
So we that's how we started off the episode with Laurent,
Yeah.
playing the guitar, and then Daryl straight up, you know, he ended up singing right
Oh
before the
my
main credits
gosh.
rolled, and it just felt so weird.
I
I'm
could
just
tell he
like,
was gonna
Oh,
cry.
yeah, it was fantastic acting. I want to put that out there. Norman Reedus has been killing it, but that was just so emotional just seeing him like one a character that we've never would have thought would be in this position, but just breaking out and just singing along. I thought it was
Yeah,
beautiful. But
it
one
was.
thing that I thought would have been amazing is if they saved like a scene like that for the series finale. Like if the show ended with just him, a character that we met, like in like next to the trailer, he was guns blazing, total different character. If it ended with him singing the way he was, and just breaking down the way he was, I think that would have been like a perfect ending for his character. I just thought
mhm,
it just showed so much development from when we first met him, and it just
Mhm.
didn't feel real.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know if that just impacted me a little more, but it was so cool to watch. And
Mhm.
it felt really weird considering that we went from that scene and then the scene after the credits it was just completely different. But where did we pick up right after the credits? Like I'm so all over the place.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
We went. Where didn't we go? Were we at the hospital? I think with Caudron and
Okay.
they rode in on those horses with
Yes.
Aquila.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Flu and yeah, and then the woman that we just met her this episode, right? Or has she been
I
involved
thought
before?
so. I didn't think I'd
I
seen her
didn't.
before.
If we did, she probably was a background
That's what I'm saying.
character and
'Cause she
whatnot.
popped up and I'm like, "God, I love that they're giving him a love interest, but this is just so out of right field."
Right,
Like
Yeah,
right.
like, I love it, like, I'm good for him, but it just felt so different, but,
Very random.
Yeah, and the one thing that this show does is like since the season's shorter, like they kind of speed up certain things, such as like relationships. And I'm not even just talking about Falu and her, but I'm talking about like Falu and Cadron.
Control. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that he's on our side now, but it just felt
Mhm.
very, very odd seeing them joke around the way they did. Like him saying,
He's
"Oh,
like, go
love at
get your
first sight."
girl.
Yeah, yeah, he was like, "Love at first sight," and they're like
uh
bumping shoulders and stuff. I'm like, bro, y'all were trying to kill each other like 2 episodes ago.
When
What
they
are
were
we
in that
doing?
hospital and they saw the patient in the wheelchair, and Fulu was like, "That's your girl."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then you saw Caldron like laugh as he's walking up the stairs.
yeah. And it's that friendly banter, which I love in the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah.
But to see how far they've come, like, like this man Cadron was straight up hunting them in season one,
Yeah.
and it's like to see them joking around in like a friendly, brotherly manner,
Yeah.
it was very fun to see. Specifically because, we know how traumatic things were for both of them, specifically Cadron losing his brother, not having
Mhm.
that closure. There was a lot going on, which we did see later on in the episode. But
Mhm.
yeah, I thought that was cool. And then we start off with them getting held at gunpoint from the people from the nest, which I don't know about you guys, but I wanted that to be wrapped up in episode 5. I
Yeah,
was
me
so
too.
excited for
Me too.
that
I
to
was
be
over
done.
it.
I know Bebe was super excited to see them again, right?
Well, I kind of felt no, I've kind of because I mean it's like there's nothing to tell, but until like when they didn't kill Jacinta, that lets me know that they're gonna keep
She's coming back.
going with this until the finale.
Mhm,
Because you always have the right hand man being crazier than the leader.
mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I know Cordron kind of like, oh my goodness, I could have just put her down, but man, but yeah, I was happy that they closed it. And so next season we get to the new story because let's just say if they keep on going and they follow them in Spain, what take place in Spain, I'd be like, look, y'all just like the little sister that I don't want. Leave
Right,
me
right.
alone.
Yeah, get
Nah,
out of here.
and
We
and
had you for 2 seasons. We're done with you.
and one thing I did like is that they did wrap it up pretty quickly. Like it was only half the episode. I mean, I was already getting tired of them a lot, but I wasn't a huge fan of the whole nest situation after. I just felt
No.
like they overstayed their welcome. But yeah, I mean, having
I
the whole
mean, take the sign, right? Like how did you not see that sign to begin with? Like first Laurent was taken from you.
Mhm,
Then Losang is killed.
mhm.
Like just take the sign when you get the sign. God is not on your side. Let it
And
go.
on top of that, I mean, after everything she went through, for her to still be alive, take that as sign to like just be
Right.
like, hey, like he gave me a chance. Let me walk away. But
Right,
no.
exactly.
And then
He
she
gave
But
you
just
a
we know
chance to
Jacinta
walk
though.
away.
But we
yeah, and
know
she's
Jacinta would never let things go because remember that she was the one that set out that whole thing with the Nest turning against Daryl and Isabel, and you know who you get Emil turning against Falou. So it was
Hmm.
like Jacinta had
yeah.
this bigger thing than
Right.
Losane, and it's like it's not going to stop with Losane. So she's gonna
Mhm.
see it through, no matter if she dies or not. So it's
Yeah.
I kind of hate the fact that she didn't die first.
No, yeah.
If you get rid of her, then maybe Lo Sang probably was like, you know what? Maybe let's just say let's put wave the white flag, wave the white flag.
Right, right,
But
right.
Jacinta's like, no, we going in. I don't care.
Yeah.
So
And we had, of course, Falou and then Cadron held at gunpoint. And then we
Yep.
have Falou's girl come in. I forgot her name. I'm so bad at names.
Save
Akila,
the day, Aquila.
Aquila. So she ended up coming in, and at first I don't know why, but I was like trying to comprehend where the hell those arrows came from. I'm like, who did that?
mm-hmm.
And then I saw her running in. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And
I
then
think the other girl was at the other end of the hallway, but we didn't
that
see
makes sense.
her
She was probably waiting because I mean, after
because she got the
because
guy that had Caldron at gunpoint.
no, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, she did. But Cordron ended
Hmm.
up taking out one of the other guys that had him.
Yeah.
Because I remember Aquila was like hesitant on. It looked like she was hesitant to help him at first, but then he
Hmm.
ended up taking him out, and she's like, "Oh, men," like just
I
straight up
love that.
disgusted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Love
just like,
that.
I thought that was funny. I'm like, yeah,
So
like
true.
it was funny, and then it ended up leading to the next scene, which was the woman who runs the underclub, the
Anna.
ground nightclub, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you guys feel about her little situation.
Oh my gosh. I was, first of all, really surprised to see that she came back in this episode,
Me
but it
too.
kind of made sense because she has the resources that we need, right?
Hmm.
But I don't know, I just, when I saw her in the back of that car with the other chick, I didn't really think that was going to be much of anything, but when they got pulled over, as I started to get Jadis vibes when they pulled her out of the car, and I was
Mhm.
like, are they going to make her a double crosser? I was so upset. I was like, don't do it. No, Anna, but I mean, she played it to her benefit, which was good. I mean, all in all, I
Until it
think that
wasn't.
she's really smart in the way she was thinking of
For sure.
accomplishing what she was doing. She was going to get the plane and the pilot and still save them at the same time and kill everybody else. So,
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. I mean, she was really on her boss shit. Like, she
hell
pulled
yeah.
up. She was willing to let everyone, that was with her die. She
Die,
straight up said, "Oh, this
including
is."
herself.
Yeah, she was like, "This is why I don't get close to anyone." And
Yeah.
the girl that was with her got like super offended. Like, excuse me, but she was like, "Nah." And then she was like if I'm gonna give you this information, you're gonna do something for me. And
Right.
Jacinta straight up was like surprised. So she's like, "Oh, you know what? Whatever. What are we doing?" And
Mhm.
it was just interesting to see her kind of like you know just the way she was kind of presenting herself. But again, I do agree with this comment. This is I hope for Anna to be a long term character, maybe not on screen, but as a kind of connection to Europe for the main US group, which would have been cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like that idea a lot. I think that would have been awesome. I mean, she was clearly coming around to Laurent, which kind of made her come around to Daryl. And then I think it would have been cool to have a connection, someone that powerful over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Um, but of course, it led to them finding the whole airport situation or
The
whatever it was called.
racetrack.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
the way she died,
That was a
no
G
Oh my
move.
gosh, what
no
a
emotion,
badass. So
no
strong.
screaming. She was
That
just
was a
like,
G move.
yeah, what
That
did
was
she say? She was like, Daryl will kill you. What was she saying? Like he will come
Dixon will
after
kill you.
Dixon will
a
kill. Oh my god. That shit
Yeah.
was so tough. And then
I'm
she
saying.
just
Yeah.
sat there without any sort of emotion while she was getting
None.
ripped apart. I'm
She was
like,
just
bro,
like,
like,
I say you. I'm
yeah,
serious.
she fell apart. Like, I'm like, bro, they really took her out. Like she went out like a champ. I think that was one of the coldest like deaths that we've had on the show.
Mhm.
Like she really just did not care, and I was like, oh my god, she's so cool, bro. What are we doing?
so
Like I
cool.
just hate that they like, and it's like right then in that moment, I was like, bro, why are we getting rid of her?
Oh man.
And
And but right before that, Jacinta got bit, and I was like,
yes,
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
Yes.
and
yes,
I
yes.
was rooting for that immediately, but I'm like, what kind of shenanigans? Like she was already desperate at this point. Like how much more desperate is she gonna get now that you
Mm.
know
She's dead.
she got bit? And I'm kind of jumping the gun, but after Laurent left, like she didn't even try to go for
Hesitate.
revenge. She didn't even want to do anything like that wasn't what she was trying to do. Her goal isn't to kill these people. It wasn't any of that. It was to get Laurent and have the like the Messiah, if you will. And that's
Yeah.
Mhm.
proven when she straight up sees the plane go. She didn't probably could have killed Cadron or Falou,
Happens when
but
you
she
drink the
went
Kool-Aid.
straight for herself.
Yeah.
And dude, that was brutal. That was
Yeah.
extremely brutal. What was your guys' reaction to her doing that to herself?
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Baby
I
was
was, I
clapping,
mean,
cheering, throwing a
as soon as
party.
she as
I
soon
mean,
as she
because they.
realized it, I was just like, okay, cry and die. Cry
I
and die,
mean,
bye.
didn't Losang said to Daryl when Daryl was captured that if something were to happen, if Laurent was taken away, it kind of alluded to that nothing else matters now. Almost like
Hmm.
Okay.
the Jim Jones,
Yeah, they
Jonestown
have
or
no
whatnot.
meaning
Like,
after that.
yeah, and so it's like with her, she's seeing it. It's like, well, I can't do anything about it. So, but my question is, did everybody, her team, did they off themselves as well? We don't know,
Yeah. And
because you
what
only
would
heard
have been
one.
crazy is if all of a sudden, when it panned to Daryl and Carol and you hear that
Hmm.
singular gunshot off, what if like multiple gunshots just went off and you
Right.
just
They
hear
were
a bunch
just
of
like,
thuds?
bye.
Yeah, and
All
all of them just decided to do that. That would have been one of the darkest moments in the show.
they
And
went
it
back to
would
the nest to tell everybody, and then they did it.
but it would
Oh
have
yeah,
really just highlighted the whole culty vibe
Yeah.
of everything. Like
Jonestown,
they
Jonestown.
truly believe that
I mean, you
Laurent
could
is,
tell that that's what
like nothing else
happened
matters.
in Carol and Daryl's response. They were looking at each other, and then they were looking back, and then they were like,
Yeah. But it's
Mhm.
like the whole culty vibe that we've been getting. It's like if Laurent leaves, nothing else matters. So if
No.
we just heard like all that would have been a lot.
And yeah.
I think
Uh-huh.
it would have been one of the craziest moments that we've ever gotten in the show. They should have made Anna Walker come out and be the one to bite Jacinta, and that's how she dies.
That would have been
I
pretty
don't
cool
know.
too.
I mean, that would have been dope, but I am truly satisfied with the way we got with what we got,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
considering how Anna died, I don't know if there was much left of her. I mean,
And she went out like a champ though. She
she
was like
did,
this, I don't care.
Yeah.
She's
she
like, I'm
did,
good.
It's
and
like Jacinta. It's like Jacinta, it's kind of, I don't want her to get bit. I want to see her be defeated by Laurent being gone, seeing him
Mhm.
being gone, and just see that defeat that she can't do anything. I think that is like my moment right there. It's just like,
Yeah.
you didn't get him.
Oh my gosh. But like when Falou and Caldron went to go warn Carol and Ash and Daryl about what was happening, I I blew a gasket because I was like, they are not going to leave right now. This is
Mhm.
not happening right now,
Yeah.
this quickly. I was, I mean, I was already upset because Daryl said he was going to stay. Then Carol said she was going to stay. Then Carol said Daryl was going to go. And then it was like it was just very emotional for me. And I
Yeah.
could not believe it was happening that fast paced like that. And then I got scared because Ash had to test the plane out first. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We were like, is it even going to take off at this
I'm
point?
serious.
Oh,
And that's the thing, like, I know me and you talked about this, prior, like, I don't know how many episodes ago, but we were, like, debating, like, how the whole situation with Laurent was gonna go, like, if Laurent was gonna stay here, what was gonna happen, and I felt
hmm
as though, like, they were gonna find a way to not have him included heavily in season 3 to make, whatever they were gonna do, like, work. Because I don't know if things are gonna get crazier or what, but I felt like there might be some limitations with having Laurent in the picture, and them
hmm
having to protect him and do all this stuff, and I just was curious on how it was gonna play out, and, them deciding to actually have him sit out. But in the
hmm
way they did it, I feel like worked, and, we have the whole situation leading up to Laurent leaving, seeing Cadron straight up defending everyone, just firing with Falou.
That was
Again,
an
another moment
amazing action
with
sequence.
exactly, and,
So
like,
good.
he was not missing over here, so it was really cool to see that, but,
Hmm.
then it leading to Ash finally getting away, and it was up to Daryl to, take the shot.
Snipe
Made the
everybody
first
out.
one exactly, and then the second
Woo!
one is when he was like, "Oh crap, I'm out of ammo." Then you hear another bullet come out of nowhere. Turns out to be Carol. Like we know Carol was
Oh my
gonna
God, that
join
made
him
me
on this
cry.
journey.
I was like
Exactly.
mad sad.
Yeah, we knew Carol was gonna join him on this journey, but to see her empty seat just there, like there was just something that made me just jump out of joy. Like we knew it was gonna happen, but just to see it like, finally happening in our way was just it was exciting. It's like, bro,
No,
we're
I
gonna have
was
a
not
fun
very
journey back.
happy to see that Carol had jumped out of the plane because I was worried about Laurent and Ash making it to the Commonwealth. I was
That's
like,
fair.
how are they going to
Mhm.
find it? You guys are never going to reunite
Yeah.
now. I don't understand because they did that shit off screen and I had no idea. I was like, how are they going to know where to go?
I'm
How are
sure
they
they
going
gave
to
him
know?
coordinates. Like I'm sure the coordinates are extremely heavy. I know the Commonwealth definitely does have coordinates, like without a doubt. I'm pretty sure Eugene was set him at one point in season 10 or 11, but like I'm sure
That's
that
not where my mind went right away.
nah, I wasn't even that worried. I was just thinking like bro, the journey that it's gonna take them to get back to Rick and all them, it's gonna be like 4 seasons worth before we see any type of reunion. But it's just knowing Laurent is there, and then to hear the conversation between Daryl and Carol, where Carol was like, "Oh, I bet you Ezekiel's showing them around, and Judith is showing Lauren how to use the katana," and I'm over here just like smiling ear to ear, like just to
Hmm.
hear all these possibilities that could be happening. Because it's like you as a viewer love to imagine, like, oh man, I bet you Aaron and Rick are like hugging it out and they're so excited to be friends and all that, and just to hear Carol, oh, I bet you Judith and Laurent are friends and they're hanging out. And I think you mentioned this again, Alex, in one of the previous things where you were saying something on the lines of like, oh my God, Laurent and Judith would be best friends, and and it's like to know that that's probably what's happening is just like my head
Beautiful.
canon is beautiful. Like I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But did
Yeah.
you guys kind of like geek out a little bit when you heard them talking about the possibility or the ideas of what could be happening at the Commonwealth?
Well, that lets me know that she either gave him something to let Ash know where the Commonwealth is. Like there has to be a conversation where she was like, "Look, here is I drew a map even while you was mad at me."
Mhm.
Right.
He's mad at me. This is direction to the Commonwealth. You will be accepted there and Laurent. Tell them all about me and Daryl and hopefully get back. But Josh right here, see, I don't like this. I don't like this comment. It never made it. What do you mean
Oh,
never
you
made
stop that right now.
it?
I mean,
Because that could be a
that would really
possibility.
suck.
Like, no.
Yeah,
No.
that would be. You know how much of like a punch in the face that would be for us viewers if Daryl and Carol, like the final season, like the first episode, they go back.
All the characters from season 1 just poof.
Nah, so like the first episode of the final season of Daryl Dixon, they finally make it to the doors of the Commonwealth, and then whoever a familiar face comes out and lets, oh, we don't have an Ash or Laurent here. They immediately turn around, and the entire season is them trying to find Laurent and Ash. It'd be some crazy shit like that. Like only The Walking Dead would pull something like that to
Oh,
just make us wait for a reunion with Rick and all that, and it'd
they
just be
don't
a
want us
whole
to have a
thing. And
happy ending.
Oh my
exactly,
gosh.
yeah, it would just be a whole thing. But I don't
Yeah.
even want to imagine this because that's just a headache.
Well, you
I
just
mean,
spoke it into existence,
no,
so.
I don't. No, no. But it should be really fun. I mean, I am excited to see how the next season does play out. I was
Right.
surprised they dropped a little like teaser as fast as they did.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
it yet. I don't want
Y-
to.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But it's
That's
like
cool.
it's
Well, it was
really
amazing
interesting.
though.
I I
Yeah.
I
It
only
kind of
watched it
gave me
because
I'm sorry. It kind of gave me
I
because
don't
it
want to say
was
too much.
it's in Spain, right?
Yeah,
It kind of gave me fear vibes,
it
but
did.
yeah, it's
It
like
was just the
that.
way it was shot. Like,
Yeah,
but I don't
it
want to
like
say too much other than that because I don't want to ruin
yeah,
it for.
yeah, but at
But
the same
I
time, I like
100% that was what I thought, and my whole
Your main
mindset
mind.
was like, oh god, I hope it's not too much alike. Because the thing is, Fear was a
Yeah.
longer season, but the thing is, with Daryl Dixon, since it's only 6 episodes, I wouldn't be too mad if a lot of it was set in like a setting where it's very sandy or whatever,
Mhm.
because like we only get 6 episodes. Whereas Fear, it felt like we were in the same setting for like an entire season, 2 seasons, and after a while, that gets kind of like dry for me. Like I'm just not a huge
Mhm.
fan of it. But no, I do get it. I was happy with the little teaser, but I won't say too much other than that.
So there was a few things that I wanted to chat about during that airplane sequence. Like when they had just got onto the plane and Daryl and Carol had that moment where they looked at each other and spoke without words. That was so powerful. How they basically were telling each other, "You're my person. I came all this way to find you, and I don't want to part with you again.
Mhm,
We're meant to be together because we are each other's protectors. We are each other's support human. Like,
Mhm.
please, we can't do this again. I love you." And it was just like he looked at her and did that Star Wars thing, where he's like, "I know."
Yeah, exactly, because look at Carol in the plane while they was going. She was looking back. It's kinda
Yeah.
like, "I don't wanna go." It's like a little sister don't wanna leave her big
It's
brother.
Right.
literally the Friends finale. Like, did she get on the plane?
I was like, is it really that hard? Just let him jump in.
Like have you seen the Friends finale? Have you seen Friends,
I
Yes,
have
Alex?
not seen
yes.
Friends.
So it's like the end of
Um,
the show with the did she get on the plane? Did she get on the plane? And it's like she ends up, oh yeah, I didn't get on the plane. And it's like one of those crazy moments. But it reminded me of like something like that because
Yeah.
you're just thinking that she, was there the entire time. And when they finally lift off, and as soon as you see the pan, immediately I'm jumping out of my seat. I'm like,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
as soon as you see the plane in the distance and you know it's safe and you see Laurent wave, I felt like a really good feeling,
Mhm.
at ease. The show always has us at the edge of our seats, even though we know some of our characters aren't going to live.
Yeah.
Aren't going to die. I mean, we got two characters that got the plot armor, so I'm not worried about them. But everyone else is free.
I
Everyone
mean,
else
speaking
is.
about the you said a term that reminded me. So Daryl was taking those sniper shots, and I thought that it was beautiful how well they accentuated on like his emotion during that sequence, like
Mhm.
how they close up to his mouth while he was taking his breaths, and he was
Yeah,
like, and
and
then he
then
went
that's the thing. You don't see much of that if it's not like a military movie. Like
right,
you'll get a lot of that in like big time American movies, or not American movies, but military movies where they got a sniper, because that's a common practice
It
the
had
heavy
me on the edge
breathing,
of
you
my
know?
seat.
And it's like to see it being carried over to The Walking Dead. I thought it was fantastic because it's like one of those
Yeah.
situations where it's like if you don't get this, that's a wrap, you know? And if
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
if they kind of showed that Carol wasn't in the plane before that, I would have been even more worried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I only wasn't worried because I was like, oh, Carol's on the plane, she's gonna keep them safe. But
Yeah.
knowing that it would only be like Ash and
Yeah.
you know, Laurent, I'd probably be over here thinking that, oh crap, like there's no plot armor here. And
Mhm.
before we dive into the next conversation, the homie is here finally after 6 absent
Ah!
episodes. Oh no way, we got the homies. What are we
What?
doing? What are we
I'm
Hello,
so
doing?
hello.
Y'all did
excited.
6 episodes to come. I'm so
Had to
happy to
jump
see
in.
you, but
It's
y'all are
the last
killing
one.
me.
It's the last Daryl and Carol. We had to
Oh
come.
my god, it's so good to see you guys.
Thank you. It's good to
I've
see y'all.
had
do
Mombi
this.
here as the sidekick. Same thing with Bebe, but it's cool to have the whole
The
crew here, of
crew.
course.
Yeah, it's pitch black outside, y'all. So
No worries, dude. But
The thing is,
we were
I
just
always
talking.
forget.
What's up?
I always forget.
Nah, but we were just talking about the first half of the show. I want you guys to just go crazy with you know, like we're talking about the Jacinta up to where Laurent left. So
The
if you guys want
airplane
to talk
sequence.
about anything up to that point, go crazy.
go ahead, Mashawn. You go first.
I knew you were gonna say that. Okay, so I am so happy that child is gone. Because I wasn't invested in him, but I didn't want him to die. I'm like,
Yes.
please, nobody,
Mhm.
nobody kill this little innocent child. Just let him go about his business because they will not leave him the fuck alone. And I love Ash. That man is so handsome. Have y'all talked about that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the man.
Mm-hmm.
I am so happy that the most innocent people is gone. The whole time I'm like, Falu, Ash, and Laurent. Oh, I'm just so happy. Like with Falu, I'm like, I love you. Please get off the screen. Please get off the screen. Because if you go with us and you stay, they're gonna fucking kill you. And who was that woman that Falu was with? Because I ain't seen her the whole season.
Akila, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way we missed her. Like, she just
Yeah.
literally spawned out of nowhere to give
Yeah.
Falou a reason to stay. But
Yeah.
I loved it because, I mean, realistically, if she wasn't there, Falou most likely would have died.
For
I mean,
sure.
She was slinging them arrows.
they're
sure.
cleaning house with season 1 characters. They don't care.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
She was shooting them arrows. When they
Yeah.
was in the thing, when Kudron found that little
The
rosary,
hospital. Yeah.
you know, they
Yep.
had to tie that back into his faith.
Mhm.
When he found that rosary in that place, they took their ass off Falu for 15 seconds and they got this man on his knees. I said, you know what, y'all need to stop. And then when the arrows started flying, I was like, Daryl, but it was her.
Yeah.
Don't play with her. Don't
Like,
play
just
with
the
her.
way it was released, I'm like, that can't be a crossbow. Like, who the hell has a
Yeah.
bow and arrow over here? And I wasn't even thinking
know how
about
to
the
use
girls
it.
outside. Yeah, and I'm just like, who's doing this? And then we just see her coming out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my god! Like, I don't care if she's been on
Crazy.
screen for all of 2 minutes. I love her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Clearly, Falou does too, but that's
And they
a whole
was
different thing.
pissing. I was like,
Yeah, she's like, I'm saying goodbye. Can we say goodbye again? I'm like, oh jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you
I
guys
was
think
so
about
happy.
Daryl singing and crying?
First of all, when he started singing, I said, I'm not going to play with Norman. And I was doing it. Because he was just, now we got to talk about this. Norman said out of his mouth on multiple occasions that Daryl 2-6 is the best hour in Walking Dead. Baby, I'm going to have to disagree with you. The Ones Who Live, episode 4,
Yeah.
is the best hour in Walking Dead. But this is his best acting as Daryl.
Yeah.
Okay.
He snapped
Or
this
Mhm.
season.
And I can understand like that. My head was just going back to that, like him saying that, because I remember that was a big statement that he made, and I'm over here because I watched this a little like a while back, so I'm over here thinking like, okay, I don't know, you know, I'm going into this episode. I really want it to be amazing, but you know, I've put my expectations up there. Realistically, from like an emotional standpoint, I can understand where he was coming from because the amount of like loose ends that they tied up, whether it was with Sophia or whether it was with Daryl kind of breaking his shell and crying.
You saw
and
the
then
fireflies?
and then Isabel, the fire, she vanished into the fireflies. So again,
Not the fireflies.
from an emotional standpoint, I think that this was a really like a poetic episode, you know, like so I can understand why he has it from that point of view, but from like just an action-packed episode, it definitely wasn't there. Of course, seeing these glow in the dark walkers was interesting, but realistically, I think that this was just more of an emotional level. So I'm sorry.
I'm sure Greg had a ball with this episode.
Yeah.
Ugh, I just love how they continue to surprise us around every corner with something new. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Hey,
Keeping us engaged.
Tamaj, you've played both Last of Us games, right?
Hell no. I'm
No?
behind on everything.
Ah, shit. I was gonna say like the comparison that I had between Joel and Ellie with Laurent and Norman Reedus, Daryl
Sure.
with the guitar situation. Like I just couldn't help but to compare the two. Like
Mhm.
just the guitar playing. But again, like just seeing him singing along, it just felt like development with this dude. Like I would have never thought we would have a scene in this show or any show with Daryl singing. I don't
Okay.
know. It just felt really weird. But I loved it. I loved every second of it, especially when he started kind of like breaking. Like this was extremely emotional for him, and it was just
I think it
so
was the
interesting to
song
watch.
too. That those words hold a lot of power in this
And then they play
universe.
back at the end of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was great. But yeah, leading up to the whole Iran thing, how'd you guys feel about Anna's death? I asked them about this. I want to
Who
hear
was
your.
Anna?
Yeah,
The
Redhead.
Demi-Monde
I didn't know her
boss.
name either. She had to fill me in. I'm not good with
Who
names.
was Anna?
She's the
The
nightclub owner.
The redhead one that controls
Let
the
him
club.
finish.
The club, with
Oh,
Jacinta wanted her to be a double crosser.
I liked her, but
Yeah.
I just knew she took them to a completely different place. So I guess, cause I mean, she ain't did nothing but save Laurent them couple of times when she didn't have no reason to at all. So I'm like, I know she ain't gonna just give us up that easy. But I guess I know she went through that Walker part on purpose, but she actually still took them to the right place. So I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm like, damn, you ain't go out swinging or nothing.
Yeah, she went out no screaming, nothing, bro. I was like, wow, like this is
No,
probably
was
one of the
cold.
most
I said,
ballsy moments I've
let the
had.
good walkers take you where the good walkers gonna take you. She just went straight on out. Come on.
Yeah.
Bro,
Come on.
she killed it. But that's the one thing that I've brought up about Laurent. Like he just has a thing. Like I guess if he is to have powers, if you will, it's to have these people who like barely know him risking their necks for him. Like they're constantly doing things for him that they don't need to do, putting their lives on the line. It's like he just has this kind of like aura about him that makes them do stupid shit to save him.
You know
And
that's I think because each and every character had that one-on-one conversation with him, and he's kind of like not judging, and he's more understanding. So that's the reason if they want to turn him in the first place. But by talking to him, it's kind of like, you know what, God, repent for my sin, and let me save Laurent. So he has an understanding of why they did what they did, like Carol for lying.
Yeah.
And he can like, if you didn't lie, you wouldn't have gotten me. So I understand. I'm not judging you. So yeah, it would make somebody like who wants to turn them in first of all, but then change their mind saying, "Hey, I'm going to save this little bastard right here." Sorry.
I think Laurent is literally a regular child. I don't think it's nothing special about him. The only thing that the things that people praise him for are the things that everybody have inside of him. Where he was born, he wasn't spoiled by the outside world. He was sheltered. He was able to maintain all of his fucking humanity, compassion, his intuitiveness, all of that. So he was never forced to be anything else. So I feel like that's really just what it is. If that boy get big, he gonna die. I don't know what.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
exactly.
I did not know that man's name the whole season, but it's I didn't know.
And to add to that too, what Mashawn was saying, it's like, in a world that they live in and we all live in, it's kind of like it's unusual to see someone like Laurent that have that positive outlook. So it's like you want to keep something so precious, and not toy with it. So, but yeah, I agree with Michonne on that one. Everybody.
I mean, what if they bring him back later on and he does get bit and he survives from it? That would just blow everybody's mind, wouldn't it?
No, see, Fear, they already had got me with that, and they wasted my time. If they're not gonna do it right, like that's a whole storyline we got to get into.
What did Fear do?
They got to do it right.
Right.
Fear was just a whole headache. I don't even want to talk about that.
Okay, good.
No, I'm just making a comparison.
I love Fear.
What I was gonna say about Laurent was he does have a gift for seeing people for who they are. I will say, like, a lot of characters try to give off misleading emotions, like staying strong in moments when they're feeling weakness or vulnerability, or maybe sometimes they're lying to other people, trying to be someone they're not. He does call them out on it, and they be looking like, how the hell did you know? Like, so he does have that gift, and I think that's why people connect with him so much. He just touches their heart, and I think people actually feel seen with him.
Yeah, there was a moment that he had with Carol, and I'm over here thinking, like, I swear, if he doesn't shut his mouth, Carol's probably gonna smack him. he was like, yeah, you're a liar, and she's like, yeah, I know, and he was like, oh, but you did it for a reason. She's like, oh, thank you. Like, you know, like I was like, bro, if you keep running your mouth, she's probably gonna get pissed off because he said, you know, you're a liar, right? Lying's bad, and it's just like, bro, like she don't need to hear all this shit.
And you know,
And
kids already don't fuck anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's
So I was like, bro, like there's got to be a line. Like I was waiting for him to just like get interrupted by someone to like watch yourself, bro. But then of course he did the whole turnaround.
Tomas, points were made about how he sees people for who they are. You know, typically when we see that in any character, it's always like somebody like Negan or somebody that is literally using that for bad things. Laurent just don't give a fuck. He be like, this how you feel. I mean, it's so bad. Like, he don't give a fuck. Negan will turn into a whole thing and use it against you. It's like so many times we see that in different characters and in adults. We know some people that know. I mean, look, Michonne, come on now. Reads them down. Okay. She can read anybody down, but yeah, she don't use it against people. So that is refreshing with that child.
For sure. So again, I think
he took a weird approach, but I think that I mean, when all was said and done, he wanted to compliment her in a way. You know, he was trying to this roundabout thing where yes, the faith and the lying and all of that was involved, but I think essentially he was just really grateful that she still decided to do what she did. Because
that made me happy when he said that. When he was like, you probably wouldn't be here if you didn't lie. I'm like, oh, okay, so you do got to listen. I was about to get mad if he was gonna try to drag my...
Yeah. And then right before you guys came in, I was getting ready to talk about how Daryl was sniping the motorcyclist and how was Ash's reaction not all of us? Like how he was laughing like
oh, he got you, motherfucker. I'm like, hey, my boy.
That was my part. I literally was laughing. I was like, you got to cuss him out on your way out. You got to.
I love Ash. Love him.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. But of course, as soon as the plane goes away, we end up seeing Jacinta take her own life. And we were talking about this. Yeah, that was crazy. Jacinta, I think.
Jacinta.
The rest of them just gave up, and I loved it. I was like, "Thank you. We do not need to fight. We don't."
What I was saying is that I loved the whole culty vibe that the Nessus had, and I was saying, yeah, how crazy would it be? Because, like Baby mentioned, it's like there was a piece of dialogue where they said, "Oh, if Laurent is gone, then we have no point to be here." Right. So it's like as soon as they saw the plane go away, what if like it wasn't even just her that pointed the gun at herself, and her entire crew was just like following that same message? That would have been nuts.
I wanted to see somebody kill Miss Trunchbull because I was so sick of that lady.
Right.
And you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Miss Trunchbull. Tamaj, I don't know if you ever seen
That's crazy. Matilda's fire, bro. No. I rewatched it like 2 weeks ago.
That little short lady with the
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was like an Olympic winner or some shit.
That left-hand janitor.
You can't tell me that little short lady just like Miss Trunchbull, except she was short. I couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, but no, and I was also really excited at how happy Laurent was to be in a plane for the first time. Do you see how happy he was? The smiles he was given.
Nah, yeah, but so that's kind of how we went with things. I mean, Jacinta taking her own life, Cadron and Falou working together, and kicking ass. I thought that was really cool to see them.
I never would have thought that
working together. I know, yeah.
I've been saying it every time I sit down and react to Daryl. I never in a million years would have guessed that we would have been running around with Cadron. But I actually really like that because I never saw that shit coming.
And I feel like every episode I was like, tell him already that you didn't kill his brother, and then we finally got it.
I needed that conversation so bad. I'm like, because your whole villain arc against Daryl was for nothing because you believe I lied to you. Like Daryl, like, I didn't kill your brother. I was about to, but I didn't. Like, he's like, so who did? He said, that little girl. He said, motherfucker.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
And And
Coulda
Mombi
told
was
him
mentioning
that
this
so many times. And
exactly.
he never gave a fuck.
And Mombi's mentioned that in all of our streams. She's like, if people use their words, in this show, we'd be in a very different spot.
Daryl's not a man of many words.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I know Daryl doesn't like to talk, and I know he feels as though he doesn't need to explain himself. But to just see how easy it was resolved by them just being like, "Oh shit, you didn't kill him? Oh, that's wild."
And
then,
it only took us 12 episodes.
Yeah, and Cadron just felt like an asshole. He was just like, "Bro, like I wasted like a whole year hunting your head just to find out you weren't even the one." So I don't know how long it would spend, but realistically,
but if he wouldn't have had that vendetta
probably,
against him, then he wouldn't have protected him the way that he did either. So
he tortured. He really. Well, I was about to say he would have felt bad if he really would have hurt them, but he let him go in the first place. If Daryl was dead, he wouldn't have been able to tell him he can kill his brother anyway. But
yeah,
Daryl was one person I never worry about dying. I really don't. And Michonne, I don't worry about them dying. Now Carol got me on this episode. I said, I swear to God, if you do comic book Carol on me, because the walker was dead that looks like her, and then she was gone. I said, we're not about to do. Like I knew they wasn't gonna kill her, but just so much trauma over the years. I was like, if y'all play with me, I'm throwing my laptop out the window. Like it's not even.
She had to kill that Carol to move on from her trauma.
So yeah, that was all the. I'm so happy that Melissa
Can I say this?
Trauma in there.
What's up, baby?
Can I say this? Because we never really touched on this a conversation between what because with Fiona and Angus, I don't trust them, the couples.
Oh yeah.
And I love how Falou told his story, and how ignorant Angus was, poor baby, when he said, well, he said, so the apocalypse ended racism. It's like it leveled, but now you're dealing with two types of people. Now you're dealing with like the dead and and the living now, and it's kind of like we like it. It's like, no, honey, it did not end it because we have not met. Fear, for example, in season 3. You talking about Walker, the Native Americans, and you talking about Troy's family.
The ranch.
The range and all that debacle between the white and the Native Americans. Okay. And that was during the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like, no, honey, child. She's like, shh, be quiet, honey. It just leveled it out.
He had to school Merle. Like he was.
Why did I say that in my reaction? Why did I say that in my reaction? When Falou was sitting there telling his story, he started calling me names. I said, white people know there's something else. And then he had, but they gonna come asking for some help though. My daughter is dying. And then he say thank you, but we did it for the baby, so it was okay. But still, fuck you. I said, woo, just ask Merle Dixon, okay?
Right.
Yeah, that's all I could think about. He's like, you know what it's like to have to put your brother down in that state? And I'm like, he does. And he finally, again, he used his words a little bit. He said, I can't imagine that. But like, that's as far as it went. And it's just, I mean, I think it's good writing because realistically, like as much as we would have been like, oh yeah, tell him about it. That's not who Daryl is. Daryl's not gonna, he don't need to vent to somebody he barely cares, like he doesn't really care about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think Spencer was racist too. Against Noah.
Noah had just a little bit of time. I don't remember.
I hated him so bad.
Yeah, he was just a dickhead. That was it. Like I think he was just a dickhead.
So bad. So, but real quick, I just gotta say, before I forget, I'm just sitting here laughing because one of my all-time favorite. There are no niggers anymore. Andy snapped with that. That is every single time I rewatch season 1. Whenever I rewatch season 1, I always rewatch the whole season 1 at once because I love to see that stuff. Andy took the thing with the gun, the whole thing. There are no niggers anymore.
What's crazy is I don't even remember that. That's the crazy thing. I know. I'm trying to put it back in my head, and I'm just like, whoa, did he actually say
there are no niggers anymore?
No.
Then he called them dumb inbred white trash.
No, we're getting demonetized. Not playing. these are for fun. It's not. I'm just kidding.
That was so.
Right.
I mean,
got hit with 3 flags.
It's
copyright dodge.
Season 1, please.
I need to rewatch it, bro.
Oh, the Guts episode. literally.
Yeah.
I don't remember what episode it is. Which one is Guts? 3, 4?
2.
Two is
when they run into Atlanta.
I'm good with names.
But yeah, Gus, that was so. But Norman, you know, he said it many years ago. Daryl is never the person that's gonna get up on the soapbox and give you a speech. That's just that's just not what he do. Daryl when every time somebody will bring up, like she did say it with the old lady, but the child thing was brought up a few times, but Carol would never actually say, "I lost a daughter," and then like. I'm so happy Kudron gone chasing Michelle because I didn't want him to come with us anyway. Daryl never actually said that his brother is dead. Like they never telling their business. They never telling their business. And
we were back to square one too. As soon as they started hallucinating, Kudron went straight after Daryl, and he actually got his licks in too. He straight up stabbed the dude. I'm like, bro, what are we doing, man?
Oh my gosh, that was too much for me. I was pissed.
But yeah, we knew that there was going to be some hallucinations as soon as they were like, oh yeah, that right there, it's like psychedelic, so just be careful.
Well, first of all, can we rewind a little bit? Because when we met these two people, what were their names, baby? Angus and something else?
Fiona.
Okay, so when Falou was talking about them, he said that I have a couple of people, navigators coming to help, blah, blah, blah. And when they first get there, and they're talking to them about this tunnel. They said we walked 9 hours through that to get here. So the first red flag was the fact that when they came up on that checkpoint, that they acted like they had no idea what it was. And that they acted like, well, what's going on here? You guys shut up and I'll take care of it, you know? And then once they got in there and Daryl uncovered the hidden gas masks, I immediately thought of Tommaso and Dead City because that's how Maggie found him and a lie. And I was like, oh, Daryl's catching on, but this guano's getting to his head. So it was like a whole thing.
Oh,
I was questioning it too, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, they didn't mention it at all, so maybe it's not that deep. But what do I know?
I wondered why there were 2 perfectly placed masks covered up. I was like, oh, okay, Daryl. Because when Daryl uncovered them, I was like, you about to put them on, right?
And then he left without them.
He kept off. I never connected it to them two. So what was they gonna do to Falou?
Oh my gosh! I'm glad that he stayed behind. That's all I gotta say.
And that's the thing. Like when both Falou and Kudron joined them, my immediate thought was like, a couple of these people are gonna die. But when Falou stayed back, I'm like, okay, between the 3 outsiders that aren't Carol and Daryl, 2 of them are gonna die. And I'm so glad it wasn't Kudron because I feel like his little redemption has been kind of entertaining. It's been entertaining.
Carol was like, where'd Kudron go? And he was like, he just ran away.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he went on his own. I'm like, bro, what are we doing, dude? We're not seeing this dude again. Or he's probably just gonna, he'll probably randomly appear in Spain, bro. There'll be some crazy shit.
As a prisoner.
That's what they're gonna find him painting himself with the luminescence. Like
that shit was wild, bro. We got glow in the dark walkers now, bro.
At first, when they walked in there, I literally was like, the floor is lava. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
And then when she said bioluminescence, I was like, oh, like the stuff in the bottom of the ocean? That's what I was thinking. But then Daryl was like fireflies. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's closer to going.
Yeah.
Just like when they took the shot and it would splatter against the walls. We've all crushed a firefly and seen it scrape against the sidewalk and like
I have not. Trail. Jesus, that's dark. I have not been there. Who else has seen a friggin' firefly get scraped like that? Because I can't say I have.
I think you do it by accident first, and then you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to do that.
I don't see many fireflies over here.
Oh, there's a lot of fireflies over here. Depends on where you live at.
But I immediately thought about Isabel when she said that, and I was just like, not the fireflies thing. Don't make me cry again.
Since this is did y'all discuss the full Daryl and Isabel relationship? Because that's the only thing that didn't make sense to me this whole season 2.
No, we didn't talk about it quite. I mean, we kind of mentioned it a little bit in episode 4 when everything went down. I don't know. I mentioned my frustration about how I felt like, because Carol, of course, wasn't in the first season, so they kind of had to workshop everything. And then I felt as though they were kind of forcing all these characters out to make room for Carol and for it to make sense. And I was really frustrated by the idea. Not only did we kill Sylvie, we ended up killing Isabel. I just felt as though it felt like they were forcing it. Like, you know, like what are the chances that, she gets to meet Carol while she's dying? It just felt like something we've seen before. and it just felt like they were making room for Carol, who I love. But like we can't spend a season getting us to enjoy these new characters just to be like, oh shit, like our original plans can happen. So now we can wipe out all these other characters that you just recently fell in love with. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels as though these 2 seasons kind of were just like a pre-order or like a warm-up, and the real show starts in season 3 now that they're actually together.
But I think what Michonne is asking about, like, did we talk about like how we felt about Isabel and Daryl, period, like when they
shit, I went on a tangent then.
And what have you? And
that's a part of it. That's a part of it, because some people are mad that she's dead. I wasn't invested in her, and I liked her. She was a really good character. They developed her well. Her backstory, they fitted into the story very well. I like her, but I made her very relatable.
No, I just don't like that they forced the romance. Like the romance just came out. They made the kiss happen, and they knew that they were gonna kill her off. So like, why are we doing this?
Why can't Daryl?
But they've hyped up so many relationships.
Daryl is not the type of person. First of all, Daryl don't even open his mouth, let alone put it on somebody. So I just feel like he literally said it. He didn't even see her like that. For Daryl to never flirt with this lady and never look at her walk by like, I'm talking about, yes, I ship him and Connie. But the thing is, it's not that. It's just the fact that if you're going to put them with somebody else, y'all know how I am, everything got to make sense. Mm-hmm. That did not make sense. That's a nun. Jesus. She don't even have 100%. Sex and kiss no more. She lived her whole life.
I think because what I said about that with them kissing, like, I saw Isabel in season 1 kind of got a thing for Daryl.
Yes,
I mean,
she liked him.
Yeah, she liked him. But when I saw them both coming towards one another kissing, I'm like, Daryl, since when? Like, it's like but it's out now. But the difference between her and Leah, it makes sense with him and Isabel.
Well,
in a way, it made more sense in a way.
Though.
They were both extreme outsiders.
Yeah, in a way. But I love Isabel. I mean, just like like you said, Busy. I love Carol and I love Daryl, all in all. But like some people's like, you can still have these 2 great characters and still have these other main characters to fit in, and they don't have to die off. And I feel like, with Isabel, I don't know what they're going to do with her, though. Because now they're going
to... this is the thing. Everybody say Isabel should have stayed alive. But then in season 3, everybody would have complained. She don't fit in the story. What's her thing going to be?
She could have got on the plane. And Daryl and Carol could have stayed behind. It still would have worked with her to live. They would have went to Commonwealth or Laurent and Adam.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Daryl and Carol would immediately agree to stay.
But for her to die, I'm like, dang. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't like
her whole story made sense, except for that little kiss Daryl piece. That's the only thing. Meanwhile, he look at Connie. He dropping shit all on the ground, flustered, flirting and shit. But he
I didn't see it. I'm sorry, I did not see
it. Carol, she said, "Connie, waiting for you."
See, that's where I was at. I just felt as though they were forcing
with
it.
The family
dynamic. Now I feel her though, because I mean, look at him. Don't you want to kiss him? Like, I get her. I'm just confused where his part came from.
I think from a writing standpoint, they simply just wanted to put Daryl in a headspace we haven't seen, which isn't a heartbroken headspace. And I think that's what it was about. Not just our normal Carol and Daryl coming back together, but Daryl in a very different spot. Carol kind of in this lie, trying to figure out how I'm going to explain this. And then trying to get through to Daryl, because Daryl, he's shut down emotionally. Of course, he welcomed her, but then he immediately, when he saw Elizabeth,
he walks in,
Isabel,
yeah.
He shut down and he just put his walls up and just started getting rude. He said, "Keep walking." She like, all right, shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's literally, it was just about
Daryl very complex.
Like I was cop out because it took him out of character. It killed Isabel, and it's just, I didn't care for that story.
Like I wouldn't have minded seeing them together. I just felt as though it was extremely pushed.
Yeah,
like it's like
it's like their screen times were cut in half this season when we introduced Carol, so we have half the amount of time with them that we had in season 1. So,
and I think that was frustrating me. I think that's one thing that I was openly frustrated about, because it's like I enjoyed what we got in season 1, and God, I love Carol, but it just felt as though like season 1 was important, of course, but just seeing these characters just either get rushed out, like or just I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan with how
they don't like
handled
writing for
a lot of stuff.
groups in these spinoffs, and I don't get it. Like group traveling is my favorite. There's so many different stories and experiences and ways of doing things and learning from each other. They do not like to write for groups. They like to focus.
Yeah.
Ever since season 9, they just locked in on our main people, and everybody else be damned is pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but one of my favorite moments with The Walking Dead as a whole was I think it was like that weird moment. I think it was like season 5, season 4 or whatever, when they were like traveling on their own, like after the prison. Yeah, and we got like it leading up to them at the church or them on the road with the dogs and just all of that. It's like doing all this crap, and then even beforehand in season between the farm and the prison, we have that moment with them cooped up in the house eating dog food. It's just those are actual survival moments. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so fun to watch. But it's like they didn't want to do that, even though it seems to work 100%. Like in previous shows that we've seen. I just don't get why they didn't want to do that. That's why I got confused, because it's like when Carol came, I just felt as though they were wiping out all these characters. And I'm like, bro, like I know it's a 6-episode season, so it's a little difficult, but we still want to see it work. Like, give it a shot. Kill them in season 3 if it doesn't feel right. Like
somebody got to make it out this bitch alive.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Laurent even said that. He said, "You can't promise that I'll see you again." And he said, "Yes, I can."
He got the plot armor, bro.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think one of the disappointing things for me too, specifically with Sylvie, and I think the dude's name is Emil, he did such a massive betrayal. I wanted to see him face Sylvie with that. Like that would have been character mode.
That's what I said.
She didn't even find out.
I know she didn't find out.
It was a waste.
It was.
Hamas wanted some domestic violence.
The disrespect.
I was mad. Like they threw away
so much. Find out, bro.
We need more top. And so my whole thing is like Dead City. They're getting episodes.
I can't even tell if y'all froze right now.
What happened?
Me?
Yeah,
there we go.
Me? Okay. There we go.
No, the way
I'm frozen.
No, we good.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm not to start with you. The thing with Falou is what really pissed me off, because the way that they made him and Falou's relationship look like, to me, it looked like Isabel and Sylvie. Like he been knowing Falou his whole life. So for him to just turn on Falou like that, I'm like, oh, this bitch got to die.
Right.
I felt bad for Falou. He looking like, help me. And he just walking down on him.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I've seen. I've seen people get tortured for one day. Bitch, shut up. It's people out here really.
Everybody lost somebody, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
and I did like that he did try, because he was encouraging Falou not to come, but obviously he didn't do a good job with it. He didn't try hard enough. But I mean, obviously, like I feel like they did Sylvie so dirty too, because I was
betraying Falou for Luke saying them like Falou ain't your nigga.
Daryl should have had more episodes this season, like Dead City got. Dead City got 8. Daryl with intertwining Carol's story, it should have been extended. I think at least 2.
Dead City's getting 8 episodes.
Yes, season 2 for Dead City, 8 episodes. So it's like I think Daryl should have gotten that treatment when they're doing these 2 intertwined stories, so that way the characters' exits didn't feel so rushed. Like,
yeah, that's true.
That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, when they announced season 1 and we were getting the like 6 episodes, I'm like, oh, well, The Walking Dead started with like 5 episodes, right? So it's like it makes sense that we do that.
There.
Yeah, so I'm like, it makes sense that we do season 1 with like 5 or 6 episodes, and then we just kind of keep going as it progresses.
Do you remember when seasons were like 23 episodes long? Like
they only did that for for a lot of cable shows. That's how it used to be. Yeah. I mean, streaming, I understand due to the fact that like the budgets are extreme, but now I do low key miss like a weekly cable show. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't say that I'm not happy with this. What's up?
Speaking of Walking Dead, I posted what episode was this? 2-6. I posted my reaction on YouTube today, and somebody commented.
My shit got blocked.
What'd you say?
My shit got blocked.
The copyright gods didn't favor you today. That's crazy.
Not today, bro.
Damn.
They got you.
They got me.
That's the worst feeling. I'd be cursing everybody's name on Twitter. I'm like,
no, Daryl, they've been so good to me.
I know they watch.
I was talking about it in my reaction. I was talking about how I literally put the clip in there when Norman said 2-6 is the best hour of Walking Dead. Ones Who Live episode 4 is the best hour of Walking Dead. But anyway, somebody commented on my reaction as soon as I posted it, saying that he said Walking Dead 1022. He compared it to Battle of the Bastards. Swear to God.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
That's what they said. They said Norman compared Walking Dead. See, and I laughed. I got a screenshot of it. They said Norman compared Walking Dead 1022 to Battle of the Bastards. I said, no, he didn't.
No fucking way. Battle of the Bastards is probably the best episode of television. Like,
I'm serious.
It's there, bro.
The Battle of the Bastards is up there, but that ain't my favorite game.
Hey, yo, Mashawn, who's cooking up your thumbnails, bro? That shit is tough. I'm looking at your thumbnail right now.
Man or a woman. I just send for them, and I love them. I have no idea.
He sends a raven off, and they come back with thumbnails.
I'm like, who's making this shit? This shit is fire, bro.
But I'm not making no goddamn thumbnail. Once I find somebody to edit, it's over with. Once I find somebody to edit, it's over with. But no, I don't even know what episode 1022 is off the top of my head. Like, if y'all told me, then I would know.
It can't be 1022. That was a bonus episode, and that wasn't much.
Yeah. Somebody Google what's 1022, please, because whatever it is, I know it ain't better than Battle of the Bastards.
1022 was the last episode of the season. That's when Maggie came back, right?
That
was the first half of 11.
Yeah,
no. She came back. Remember how she came back for like a quick second?
Here's
when
when
she was reading the note.
Okay.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But no.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, that is Here's Negan, right?
Yeah, no. I love Here's Negan. Negan. That is a great episode. But
it was very good.
It's not the best. It's not Battle of the Best.
I'd say that episode was better than this episode.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'd say Here's Negan was better than the finale of Daryl Dixon season 2.
Here's Negan was beautiful.
That ain't.
No, that's what I was saying.
But when I saw the
because Tamaj loves Negan. I want to hear his point of view.
Oh no, that episode got blocked and I didn't repost it. Somebody posted my name. They're like,
no, me and him are about to go on the same tangent.
Relax. It got blocked and I ain't got the strength to go back.
I was just gonna say,
I don't blame you.
Here's Negan was a good episode, but all it did. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
No, I'm just gonna say that Here's Negan is a very good episode, but all it did was just prove all of our points on how Negan is a bitch ass nigga. That's it. It's not. No. Absolutely
and then we saw the teaser for Dead City, and as soon as I saw Lucille in the picture, I was like, he burned her, and here's Negan, and now he's got another Lucille again.
Well,
I don't see him prosper.
Yeah, but it's not better than Battle of the Bastard, though. No.
Oh, hell no.
No.
It's a hell no.
Battle of the Bastards with that.
It's like
Battle of the
right
Bastards
there.
is top 5 television, period. But my favorite is 8-3, I think. Whichever you Tamaj, you know my part. Was that 8-3? You know what I'm talking about with Aria.
That was
That was
the winter. What is it?
8-3.
Yeah.
No.
That shit
Aria
is so
with
tough.
Cat's Paw doing the Lord's work. Do you?
Bro,
Don't get me
I'll
started.
never get over the fact that my computer malfunctioned, and it was when I first started doing reactions, and my reaction just cut short during that.
I had that happen before.
Dude, I don't think I've ever just stared at my screen for 10 minutes straight. I legit looked at my camera, I looked at my screen, and I was just there because it's I don't think I've ever been that amped in any reaction because I just started at that point.
And you're not like me. I don't do it for everything, but I'm a loud person in general. You don't be doing all the screaming and hollering. So I would love to see you do something with some screaming and hollering.
I'll work on it.
It takes top-tier television to do something like that to somebody.
Nah, you got to see me for Cobra Kai season.
I
don't even know what that is. A lot of people talk about it though. I'm behind
on it. And how about you guys watch Arcane? Because you'll see me do that for season 2.
My daughter and I just started watching
people recommended that.
For season 2, you'll see me do that.
I'm behind on life. I'm catching up with things.
Yo, Tamaj, bro. Yo, you watching Superman and Lois tonight?
Yes, my sister's waiting for me.
That shit's tough, bro. I'll tell you that. That shit's tough.
Is it really? Oh God, Cutlets over there. I've been telling Mashawn about it. I'm like, he tortured this poor lady.
Nah. If you like cutlets, bro, I'm telling yo, I can't wait to watch your reaction, bro. Oh my God,
this man has been acting. I'm like,
he make me literally want to watch his reactions, even though I don't know what the hell that show is because I don't watch nothing superhero. So
nah, it's a really good show. Really good show.
It is.
This episode, you'll love cutlets.
He said Cutlets over there working.
Nah, he's cooking. Bro.
I had to tweet at him the other day. I'm like, all right, not too much on Lois now. Like,
bro, it's fire, bro. You're gonna love it.
Oh,
I appreciate you taking the time to come here, though, for real.
Oh yeah,
speaking of this episode,
I was trying so hard.
I get it, bro. Don't worry about it.
Down.
What's up, Michelle?
No, speaking of this episode in Game of Thrones, when the lady got bit on the elbow, first of all, I was so fucking happy when she got bit, but my excitement got stopped in the mid. It's because the dude that was on the side of her, y'all can't tell me he didn't look like Theon Greyjoy.
He did. He did. I saw that too. I saw that, and I'm like, bro, like, did they really Did he like the show and he wanted the cameo? I'm like, wait, what the fuck am I talking about? There's no way that's him.
Theon?
That's the stunt.
I dead ass said that shit.
I literally was like, yes. And I literally he looked like Theon Greyjoy. And I had to rewind it. And I'm like, okay, that's not him, but why did that look like him?
Yeah.
That fucked me exactly up. Like and all my Game of Thrones trauma just started flooding in. I just because I can't have nothing nice. I have not been the same since I finished Game of Thrones. I will never be normal.
Oh, I'm so glad you finished that. I remember like I had to watch my mouth talking about it around you.
You have to watch it because I haven't seen it yet.
It's so
fucked up. You gotta get hip, bro. I don't know what you're doing.
I know, and it's so hard because Game of Thrones is free game because it's been out for so many years, but like finishing, and it's been
when did it finish?
2019.
Oh, like 20. Yeah.
I remember I was watching it live for a while. So like that 2-year wait till season 8 came out. Whew,
I'm glad I didn't experience that. I'm glad I got it all in its entirety.
And that was like before like a lot of shows, like we were used to like shows doing that. Because nowadays we're used to a show taking like a 2-year break, 3-year break. But back then, like a lot of back then cable shows were just doing it every year. You know what I'm saying? So when Game of Thrones was like, oh yeah, we'll see you in 2019 and it's 2017. I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
I'm
not used to it.
And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? We'll see you in 2019.
I get pissed every time. Even though I know they're gonna do it, I still be pissed.
Man, the only show that did it right by waiting that long was Stranger Things season 4.
Okay.
They took their time with
quality
episodes. Motherfucking Duffer Brothers.
Yo, season 5 is about to be crazy. They better
we are not going to be able to handle it.
I'm definitely gonna have a live together for 5 if y'all want to join me.
Please.
I do it for that. I do it for like most Netflix shows, so I'm excited to do that. Should be fire.
Then we doing a Squid Game.
And
for sure. I gotta start that soon.
You just took the words out my mouth.
You weren't quick enough. Snatched it.
Okay.
It's gonna be fire.
What I did want to say though about this show, Daryl, Norman doing it right. He films his seasons back to back to back, so we ain't gotta wait. I need everybody else to follow suit. Get y'all scripts together, 2 seasons worth, and just keep filming. Like
keep filming,
please.
Now, what we do gotta talk about though is on location. Now, this is now what I will give Daryl. I'm trying to see if is it the most beautifully shot show in the Walking Dead universe?
Yes.
I mean, in fucking insane. I will give him that. To me, the hierarchy is the ones who live in Walking Dead, and then it's Daryl. Everything else is some bullshit. But
what I
way
like the most about Daryl is that the scenery, the locations were so real. Everything and like the ones who live, I feel like was very generated, studio done.
Oh well, yeah.
And Greg with the walkers, he never lets me down.
Right, never.
I don't even know how people do it at this point, but Greg and he never lets me down.
It was so cool to see him talking about it at Comic-Con. Greg Nicotero was there. We had a whole bunch of. They were just talking about the show.
I need to meet Greg so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about Jeanette. Okay, so now Jeanette's death is literally like in my like top 3 all time Walking Dead.
That was insane, bro.
Was insane.
Exploding from the inside out.
I need to ask Greg about that. I need the details. I need the details because that was poetry. It was died by her own hand. Really, it was. Man, I mean, it was so good.
Yo, I mean, because With Daryl Dixon, I know we are off. How do y'all feel when he saw his grandfather?
Oh my girl, I was screaming.
Oh man,
I was like, his granddaddy.
There's old William Dixon there. Yeah, that was so sad.
Because I kind of like how Daryl and Carol got their closure from what Daryl with Isabel, but especially with Carol and Sophia, how she got closure from that, you know, seeing her daughter,
her face from before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we know literally another part of, obviously, that's something Carol is going to have to deal with for as long as she lives, is the fact that her daughter is dead. And obviously just the way everything happened, it was so fucked up. But for her to say she can't see her face anymore, she just only remembers what came out of the barn. I'm like, woo, baby, that level of trauma, like that is what's eating her to fuck up. She can't even remember, like she said, the little girl that she would read stories to and sing and laugh and all of that. Like, she cannot see her daughter. Like, oh my God, Rick couldn't see Carl. Come on, somebody.
Yeah. Just hearing her say, like, especially to the Sophia Walker, like I want to go with you. Like, let me go with you. And for some reason, I thought she was gonna be hallucinating so bad. I was waiting for the Walker to look back at her and just nod her head no, and to keep walking. And how many of you have read the comics? Because there was an ironic scene here with Carol.
I haven't.
Do you guys want to avoid spoilers? I'm assuming.
I'm okay.
I don't read the comics, so it's fine for if you say something about it.
Y'all go look at all my YouTube lives. That's all on YouTube.
Because realistically, like a lot of us know how Carol goes in the comics, and I thought it was
crazy, like a sex maniac and stuff.
Like she kills herself. I thought it was so funny.
She ran into a walker and she let a walker.
Yeah, so I thought it was funny that.
No comic book death, Carol. Don't play with me. That's why when they showed the walker that looked like her and then it disappeared, I'm like, well, where the fuck it go?
Like, part of me, I thought it was. I was kind of laughing because she started killing herself, her walker. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess she's doing what she did in the comics. You know, she's killing herself. But it was just interesting to see the version of the my fault, bad taste. But just to see that version of her, to see her in walker form, is something we'll probably not see. Well, hopefully we don't have to see again. No, but I thought it was. It's really cool. It was really cool.
It was cool.
She made a good opportunity for herself.
Yeah, she didn't die, but she still got to be a walker. I think that's really cool.
And that's the thing.
I just want a walker look like her.
I think it was.
The first one was. When it showed from a distance, that was definitely Melissa. When she had the one on the ground, I think that was like her stunt double.
But I thought that was a really cool because it's like we don't get to see a lot of the main characters unless we're saying goodbye to them.
I was like, oh hell no, we ain't about to do this.
I bet she loves being able to get all done like that.
Maybe not.
If it's anybody on these spinoffs that need to die as Negan, it sure as hell ain't Carol. We're not even about to
co-signs.
I think it would be full circle if he dies, but like at the end of the show. Like obviously they're not gonna kill him off. Like
well, we need to end it soon.
Quit speaking it into existence. Get it out of here. No,
I mean, I feel like people would only let it. People obviously, there's some people that aren't. If you haven't forgiven him now, you're never gonna forgive him. That's just how it is, and there's no problem with that. That's just how it is.
We do not owe forgiveness to anybody.
No, there's no problem. You don't.
I kind of disagree with it, but
I just feel like it would ease some people. As if he died protecting Maggie and her son. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying like that wouldn't give you forgiven, but I'm saying realistically that would probably be the best send off for him.
And
probably the best way to end his character.
I like get back. When people get that get back, I need him getting the shit beat out of him, ass naked in the dark in the cell, eating dog food sandwiches.
With a bat?
But I like get back. And that's still just
Rashawn's on her fucking demon shit right now. What are we doing?
No,
she said, I want to see him butt naked eating dog food, listening to Easy Street.
Get the shit out of him. But no, that's the thing. Good people in TV in real life, they really be going through it. If it's some fucked up people that literally get away with murder, no, fuck him. He needs some shit to happen to him.
Nah, for real.
We need to restore balance to the universe, okay? But at some point, these spinoffs got to stop and we got to bring it all together. I need Rick, Carol, Daryl, Michonne together at the house with the kids.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I want all these shows to end, but I need it to end with the closure that we want, you know, with everyone having the reunion. As much as I love the ones who live ending, I loved how they reunited with their kids, and I know that was the goal. but it's just like knowing that there's so many other characters that were legit like not too far away from them that we could have just seen. Like I understand you're not going to get everything you want, but it's just like in my head canon, it's like I need to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
it's something I
sorry,
need
but
to
I
see.
think they've already filmed the Daryl and Rick reunion. I mean, if you guys remember when we watched The Ones Who Live, Judith, what's her name? Kaylee Fleming, she had posted a bunch of behind the scenes
And
photos
Daryl was a real
of them wearing outfits that they never wore in The Ones Who Live. And I feel like that is because they filmed additional scenes for things that are to be coming so that Rick Grimes's actor Andy doesn't have to worry about uprooting his life to do 6 or 7 more episodes. You know what I mean? I think they probably got him off the chopping block right away when they
Don't get
did
me
that.
excited, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't get me all excited. I don't want to hear it.
I wouldn't be
I just don't
surprised.
know when we're gonna get it.
Sound good. Let me tell you something. If Denai is writing, it's gonna be exactly what I want because that's why The Ones Who Live is the best thing.
You know she's gonna have her hand in it, especially when it's family oriented.
To paper.
Denai was cooking, bro. She was cooking.
Denai put pen to paper and wrote my favorite episode in the whole
favorite.
The whole The Ones Who Live. I rewatch it all the time and just cry. Just cause. What? Don't play with her. So that she write my favorite Walking Dead shit I'd never seen. Not Kirkman, not Gimple, not Kang. Gurita has written my favorite Walking Dead shit. So if she writing it, I already know. I already know it's gonna be it's gonna be what I need. Okay. I need everybody together spitting on Negan grave.
Damn, that's crazy.
Woo! I could just see me right now.
I don't like Negan before jail, but I only gave Negan his redemption because Judith gave it to him.
Judith wasn't there for the
What does she know? She's a child.
Right, right. But it was only Judith that made me have that soft spot for him.
She wasn't there on that day.
All of a sudden.
Could you imagine if Carol saw the lineup? Jesus Christ.
She don't need no more trauma. Because one thing about Carol, she carries all her trauma. The one thing I like about her a lot, the writing as a whole, she always feels the weight of everything, whether it's killing people. You know what I mean?
That's why she's tried to run away multiple times.
Right, because she don't like to deal with it. She don't like losing people. She don't like having to kill for people. It's the children. It's the little thing. And then she don't talk about it with nobody. She bottles it up. And she's like, I'm not going to bother nobody. I'm just going to go to my place, read my book, eat my little chestnuts. And she just tries to cope. And that's what I like about her, because that's real. That's what people do. Like we just isolate ourselves and try to hold it in and be strong. But she is the most realistic. Everybody else is just so strong that it gets pushed, you know.
And the one thing that I love about Carol is what is it? Her acting, like Melissa McBride's acting, is top tier. I mentioned this. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I said this to them. The scene where Ash is flipping his shit, and like he starts like banging. As soon as he banged that wrench, you see Melissa McBride's character like flinch.
I saw it.
And I'm just like, bro, like she that's deep rooted trauma. Like she is so strong where she's at now, but the fact that she added that little flinch, it was like, oh my fucking god, this is beautiful.
Ed's
like she is so
good. Somewhere.
She did that with Daryl too. Remember when Sophia had died and he was cussing her out, talking about all you had to do is keep an eye on her, and she flinched like Melissa get me every time. Okay,
but it's like knowing we're 15
when she
years.
dropped in tears when Carol cried.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. We're 15 years past where her abuser died. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't need to do. She is long past this. She's a stronger person. But like to see how deep rooted that was, and to see that flinch just in action, like I just lost all my interest in what Ash was yelling about, and I'm just like, oh my god, like
and that was a good scene to him talking. He did his thing, that little tiny monologue.
And I love that too. Like I was talking about the cussing, like I know like this might be a little childish. But I enjoy it. Cussing. I feel like the cussing just makes the anger and the frustration just seem so much more realistic. Whereas we've gotten other scenes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Taylor, yes, I agree.
He's like, you were just fucking leading me on. He dropped like 4 in a fucking row, and I'm like, what are we doing, dude? This dude's cooking. Let him keep going on, bro.
Fucking favor.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What are we doing? And I loved it, man. It just felt real. And of course,
he's so innocent, but he's got that bad boy streak.
Yeah, and Melissa McBride, again, her response to all of it, like she didn't need to even have a line, but her response to his little monologue, if you will, was just, it was brilliant, dude. And it's
Right.
like, the one thing that I will applaud is like some of the acting that we've gotten in the spin-offs is like, I feel like some of the best shit that we've gotten. Like we've gotten some good shit in the main show, but don't get me wrong, like the acting is tough. Like it's been even like I'm talking about the ones who live. I'm talking about, Daryl Dixon as a whole. It's just been fucking amazing.
No, Braun, I literally said this earlier. I said, deny Andy, Norman, and Melissa. These spinoffs, it's like they just get into the DNA of their characters. It is insane.
They've been playing them the longest out of anybody. They are them.
Norman is Daryl. We know this. He didn't have to make up so much Daryl because Daryl was not in the source material.
Yeah.
Like this is Norman's best acting as Daryl is definitely, and I feel like that's why he loves season 2 so much. Cinematography is insane. It's like a fucking movie every single episode, but the acting, and then not getting Melissa in the first season, I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've really fallen in love with. It's like, I think episode 4, the real reason I really enjoyed it is due to the reunion. Like that carried the whole episode for me. Like that made the episode good for me. And it's like the just to see how good Norman Reedus is as his character, of course, to see him kind of like his reaction to Carol and the way he nuzzles his head into her as one of his safety people. The only other person he did that with was in season 8. I think it was season 7. It was after the lineup when Daryl and Rick get reunited.
At Hilltop.
And he does the same thing, like the same exact kind of like body language. And
no, you know what?
He dropped his guard and fucking dove in there, and I'm just like, oh my fucking head, bro.
The way Norman get the move in that mouth when he about to, it give me every time I'm talking about. The way
it's like, where he flinches a little bit, like it flickers a little bit, right? Yeah. He pouts. It's like the thing is, his characters like that, where it's like they don't cry, they go through so much, they don't really show that emotion. It's like characters like even Dean Winchester comes to mind.
Real life. I've never seen him do that in real life, and I haven't seen a video of him doing it in real life. That is a Daryl thing that he do. I don't know what it is.
I saw him. He cried a little bit, like at the New York Comic-Con panel. He straight up was talking about the reunion, and he was talking, and he did it wasn't like as strong, but he did a little pout because he had to stop what he was saying because he was straight up like getting all emotional because he's like, yeah, Carol's my person. This is it. And just hearing him talking about that, he low-key just started breaking down. He was about to cry. Like, I'm pretty sure he did cry. But to see that in person was insane because I'm like, we just saw that on screen. Because what they showed at Comic-Con, whereas last year they showed the whole finale, this year they only showed 15 minutes, but the 15 minutes ended with the reunion. So it was so cool to see. And just hearing the actors talking about it right after everything was just, it was crazy because it was raw emotion. He's like, I've seen that like 7 times and then he stops. He's like, I still cry. I'm just like, man, like these characters are just, they're part of them like that.
One thing I've always heard that the way the world loved Daryl, baby Norman is what? That's why he gonna be Daryl forever. I don't think nobody, as much as the whole world love and will die about Daryl. If Daryl dies, we riot. He's Norman number 1 on that list. Okay, he is Daryl motherfucking Dixon.
I mean, like, I'm proud of Norman Reedus. I mean, from like following his work when he was just so young, from the movie Gossip with the chick who played as Cersei in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
To I forgot one horror movie.
Sunday movie that he did with that lady that was supposed to be his mama, where it got real weird. It's called something Sunday. I can't think.
I know what you're talking about. And then just for like in The Walking Dead, and I think I said last time that his character was basically a shadow of Rick in the main show. And for him to have his own show to see what Daryl is all about, I'm like,
and now he's like, to see Norman Reedus' acting career, it's been phenomenal. Knowing he's about to be in the new, he's about to be in the new John Wick spinoff,
right?
Which is fucking awesome. Ballerina's gonna go crazy. Like to see him in the trailer, I started freaking out. Like I didn't know he was in it. Then all of a sudden, you just see his scruffy little face, and he was like talking in that shit. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Yo, that would be amazing for you to react to.
I'm just assuming it's Keanu Reeves, right?
A little more than that,
no.
yeah.
It's like a play. I think it's a side story.
I thought Keanu Reeves is John Wick. Don't tell me.
Not yet. So watch John Wick. It's phenomenal.
I know, like I know they're like everybody's like favorite action movies. I just don't know who. I just thought it was Keanu Reeves. I don't.
Well, Keanu Reeves is John Wick.
Ballerina is like the Fear the Walking Dead is to The Walking Dead.
But it's probably gonna be good. That's the only difference.
Yeah. Well, Fear.
No, I'm kidding.
I know there's people in here that don't like Fear, but I like
I'm
Fear.
pushing your buttons. I enjoyed Fear for a little bit.
Only me and you, Alex, like Fear. So
there was times when it got rough to watch. I'll admit that
I stuck through it, so I don't want. I feel like I'm allowed to talk my shit because I was there, like beginning to the end.
No, this is my thing with Fear. I'm not gonna go on a whole tangent because I'm never gonna finish watching Fear. Because Walking Dead is my favorite show of all time, I feel like I must see everything in the universe. Okay.
Yeah.
I never wanted to watch Fear because it never looked good. They announced Morgan is going over there, and I'm like, fuck, I need to watch like 4 seasons. Morgan going over there.
Right.
So I binged all them seasons, and I don't care what nobody say. It did not make sense to me after they left Mexico. It was downhill from there. Before Morgan even got there, they tried to save it with Morgan and it didn't work. God damn it! But
I think it didn't make sense after season 3. They kind of they kind of took from season 1 to 3. They just like throw the whole storyline, and then when 4 came, it's just like it's a whole.
What was Mexico? Was Mexico 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Mexico was
got
season
weird
2
after John Dory passed away.
Yeah, that's with Strand's boyfriend.
I know. I think I'm the only person that didn't care when he died. It was sad. I wasn't sad.
I wasn't a huge fan of what they were doing, like with his depression and all that, and he was like about to take his life, and I wasn't a fan of all that. And then he's like, maybe you're the reason I'm gonna stick around. And then she shoots him in the chest. I'm like, bro, what are we fucking doing? Your homie, you don't want to hear about it. You don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this. Nothing.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I didn't notice you were wearing him on your chest. What are you doing?
You know that's
I know, and we were talking about Ash too, and I was like, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, John.
Man, you were cheating.
Ash
That's crazy, bro.
No, it's so funny because I was just watching Katie O'Shaughnessy's reaction to this, and she was talking about how fine he is. And I'm like, okay, so it's not just me.
Right. He is so fine. So
soon as he came on screen, I said, "Oh,
yeah." Sorry, John, I remarried.
They had a lot of good-looking people in this series.
Okay,
Daryl Dixon had some good.
Anna was one of them.
Fellas and women alike.
I look like somebody fine ass daddy.
My gosh,
that's a man. That's a grown ass man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
hey, Tamaj, how's your day been, bro?
I'm chilling. I got my lesson today.
Bro, when we playing Overwatch?
Later? Question?
Man,
no, you gotta work.
Stop playing. Ash is still fine and everything.
Ash is fine.
Damn, it almost worked.
No, he is fine.
And I hope that we catch up with him in the 3rd season, and it's not in some kind of capacity. Now, Tamaj, you called this whole season. You knew what was going to happen. You were like, I'm calling it right now. What do you think's going to happen with the 3rd season now that we've split off the way that we did?
Ooh, okay. That's. I didn't think that far ahead. Because I need to see. They got to get through this cave. All right. I don't know, honestly, because we're done with every storyline that we've started. So it's really a soft reboot, which I figured that's what they wanted to do. That's why they got rid of everybody. So, God, I don't even know.
You think
I've never been to Spain, so I don't even know like enough about their culture to know what they be doing. But
we gonna hit England first. Remember, they said England is on the other side of the tunnel. So who knows? We might go see Big Ben. What else is in England, y'all?
King and Queen.
They got that cool looking bridge, right?
Yeah.
The way them Scottish folks was talking though, that the English folk,
man, no, because let me tell you something.
They made it seem like nothing. They made it seem like it was still up and running. That's what they said.
Man,
they said England closed their doors pretty fast.
Let me do the talking because you're gonna piss them off. So I'm like, is they a little uptight?
Yeah, they said they were smart about it and closed their doors early.
Yeah, so they're like, oh yeah, they made it sound like England was chilling because they were like, yeah, they closed early, like they knew what was
hail
up,
the Queen.
Basically.
Man, and Cauldron was feeling offended while
Cauldron was about to fight that dude.
It depends who in charge because I don't like when military is in charge. So
yeah, because you know what that remind me of the tunnel. What I thought it was military, but they did military. I thought Train to Busan. I'm like, we ain't gonna do no Train to Busan.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I gotta watch.
Nigga, you still ain't seen Train to Busan?
Yeah, I ain't there
You
yet.
being surprised at this point is crazy.
No,
You
I
know
just watched it. It was either last year or year before last. But
This dude, no, Tamaj is like 2008 Netflix. Like he's not gonna have it until like 2 years after it comes out.
Literally.
I'm not gonna even tell you who the main character is, but when you see the main character in Train to Busan, you gonna know him.
The main character is
shit.
trained, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know nothing.
You said the main character.
My
is
boy
the Train?
Thomas the Choo Choo, yeah.
Not
All I'm
Thomas.
saying is if you guys like shows that blow your mind and have tricks and treats all around every corner, twists and turns.
Watch Bluey.
If you haven't seen Preacher on AMC, that's
I have
a
the
must.
comic, but I've never seen the show.
I heard about that.
It's
I think
very,
they tried to put it
very.
in between a Walking Dead episode and a Talking Dead, and I got mad.
Tryhards.
This is my thing. I
They used
got
to
a
do that.
running list. So my running list is all of the most iconic shit in the world. Hence why I watch Game of Thrones and all this other shit that I'm doing now.
So glad. Did you finish Harry Potter?
Oh, I sure did.
I did.
Yeah,
I got
Three's
three
the
more
best
movies.
one. Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm reading it. I'm reading the books. You ain't seen the book club?
I was gonna ask if you're gonna watch the show.
Okay, so I'm
It's about to go
becoming
crazy.
people. Hell no, I'm not watching no Harry Potter TV show. They need to leave stuff alone.
It's
But,
supposed to be true to the stories, to the books.
I'm becoming one of these people. So I watched all 8 Harry Potter movies. Feel free to look at them on YouTube. And I'm doing a book club now. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I'm liking these books better than the movies. But
yeah.
So I'm finna be like the people who always, whenever people have something that's their favorite book and it turned into a movie, they never satisfied. I'm finna be doing that, but the opposite way, because I've seen the Harry Potter movies first, and now I'm reading the books. But yeah, these books, they more hardcore in the books. So I don't know. I'm only on the Chamber of Secrets book, and then the first 2 books I like better than the first 2 movies. But we'll see once I get to Prisoner of Azkaban, because that's my favorite movie. So if I like the movie, that book's gonna be good. JK, she did that. She know how to write a book.
Oh yeah.
She ain't got to write nothing else for the rest of her life. She snapped when she did that. But yeah, I don't know what books I'm gonna read next. Honestly, I be wanting to reread the Walking Dead comics, but that's a whole nother thing. I got too many movies and TV shows that I need to watch. Honestly,
man, I'm watching TV shows that nobody knows. Like either there's a small fan base, like From and
From is fire.
Oh my god! No, she didn't.
Listen, I spent all day trying to get Rashawn to watch it, so we gonna watch it finally.
And I tried, and I did watch
that show. Would be such a popular show if it wasn't on the streaming service it's on. I'll tell you that right now.
What streaming service?
I got cable,
it's on like on MGM Plus.
I thought I saw AMC.
Not because that shit was on Amazon, and then I'm like, shit, like let me watch. They had like a free trial or whatever, so I was watching the first episode. I came home from work the next day and went to watch it, and they took the free trial was gone. I went to my coworker who recommended. He's like, oh yeah, it's gone already too. For them,
I was on AMC Plus the other day and it was on there.
Shit, then I gotta watch it over there. I haven't even checked.
Yeah, that's the reason why I have cable, because I could watch it when it comes on.
I don't even know what From is. Tamaji's not playing with me.
I just hear people going crazy about it, and I won't look at nothing for it. So
have you ever seen the show The Society?
No, I've never even heard of that. What is that?
I don't want no hints here. We want to go in blind. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Rashawn, just think of like you going somewhere and you end up at a place, and you be like, "Wait, this ain't the place I want to go." Then you trying to detour and all that, and you still being at that same place, and you.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And it's with the best man.
Just stop it. Which person?
The part with the dreads, Harold.
Oh wow! He's in front.
Yeah, he's the lead.
Girl, while I was just obviously I've seen The Best Man a million times, but while I was just watching, it's these people that I like to watch. They look like they in their late teens or early 20s. They are so fucking cute, and they do reactions, but it's like a new channel. And they've been watching all the black movies. One of the girl.
Do we want to say bye to our Daryl friends and then finish this?
They watching all the black movies. They never.
We're still live.
I was just actually watching somebody's reaction to The Best Man. That's why I just thought about that, because they hadn't seen it before. But damn, that really make me want to watch it now.
But yeah, I mean, I think we should wrap up the chat so we can continue our chat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
We're going on tangents.
We run our mouths.
Guys, if you guys want to just promote your channels real quick. Who wants to start?
Start at the bottom. Go ahead, Tamaj.
Y'all know y'all can find me at Big Bro and Little Sister Reacts. I probably got something you watch. I watch so many things, especially on Patreon. So please check me out. Star Trek, Walking Dead, always Game of Thrones stuff, all of that. We're gonna start some anime soon. All the good stuff, y'all. Me and my little sis, she don't watch Walking Dead. I've tried, maybe one day, but we got a big journey even if she does start. But I'm gonna get her in there. But yeah, check me out.
All right, baby.
Me? You said start at the bottom. Okay.
I'm just going with the flow,
Well, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, which I do many reviews of Daryl Dixon and From. But next year is going to be a full house of Stranger Things, Daryl Dixon, Dead City. Yes, next year will be a full house. Huh? Oh gosh, that's right.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Invincible too. Yeah, follow me, Baby Rose, on YouTube and also on Instagram, Baby Rose 86.
I'm Mombi.
I'm TWD Mombi. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at the same name. I react to the Walking Dead universe, anything and everything. And once Stranger Things starts back up, yes, I will be reacting to that as well. And I am very much looking forward to Daryl season 3 and Dead City season 2 and whatever else they decide to throw our way in between there. So.
And Mashand.
Y'all just go on YouTube. Let me tell you something. If I go get in the bed, I'm gonna be asleep. If I go lay down, it's okay. Just go on YouTube, Talking ETV. Go on my YouTube, and everything is there. I mean, if you want book club, if you want this, if you want that, everything is linked there. My YouTube is very organized. Whatever you want, it's on my YouTube. I'm reacting to Star Trek Discovery, The Boys. Obviously, we just finished with Daryl, and Attack on Titan started my anime journey. And baby,
yeah,
dude, this the best shit I've seen.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
they whooping my ass over there. So I'm
such a good show.
Gonna have the manga on the fucking shelf somewhere. And a big ass. I need a life size Michonne and Mikasa. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's so tough. Yeah.
But
again,
I don't know what I'm starting. Oh, Squid Game in December.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate all of you guys showing up. Again, Mombi and Bebe, you've been here every week. I do appreciate it. Mashonda and Tamaj, I do appreciate you guys pulling up for at least the like you guys are stopping by at all. I appreciate it.
Got to get my guest star credit.
Of course.
Yes. I honestly forgot about these. I never even know what day it is. So
I try to get them like I work early in the morning, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do the 9 or 10 thing because I could barely keep up with what Phantom Spotlight was doing. So I was like, if I was asked to do this, I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I got to do it like at 8 o'clock, so we can end it before 10.
Yeah,
and that's just the goal. But I do appreciate you guys making it. But for everyone who is still here, I appreciate you guys coming here weekly, and hopefully we'll see you for Dead City if we end up doing that. So, peace out, everyone.
Long live Walking Dead.
Hell yeah.